grave. Under neon lights we take a stand. Knights and wizards across the land.
Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining me on this Monday morning. It's me, the OGGM, coming to you from Site B at 9 o'clock on this, the 10th day of March. So hopefully you have all survived daylight savings and are ready to dive right into another week of tabletop role-playing game nonsense. Today we're looking at all the Freebies, sales, and charity bundles that are available to us, PDF. Right on the cover, we've got this picture of an angel being impaled on chains, except you'll notice there's a chain going right through one of her wings because AI. Probably. I mean, maybe not. Maybe the painter did paint it that way. I guess I kind of get the whole Brahm watercolor look that all the art's going for lately. The sort of dreamy, faded out style, but it also doesn't really help to differentiate your art from, say, AI, because like here's the wings, but these chains are going through the wings. I guess they could go through the gap between the feathers, but this one's going right through. So is that art or is it AI? I don't know. Anyways, this is for the game Cult. Starting with the freebies. Modifius has released a new starting piece for those curious about Cult Divinity Lost. It's a quick start. So Modifius has Cult now? Oh, well, they should do justice to the title. The quick start available that features the overview, setting, introductory rules, GM guidance, and support some pre-generated characters. So your free quick start is the best way to probably get your game on the market and get people interested and to find what's wrong with it and to find if there's an audience. And then the quick start could be like, hey, pay what you want. Do you like it? Let me know. Do you not like it? Let me know. Only somebody done a quick start with their game. If you're not familiar with Cult, it's another modern day horror secret world that normal people can see, dark secrets, divinity, heaven and hell, the usual wackadoodle 90s stuff. Marcus Lindgren has got a D&D thing called the Dubious Book of Dungeons and the Dubious Book of Quests, each with a selection of drop-in dungeons and quests plus tons of random tables. So if you're stuck for an idea and you didn't prep anything and your players are like, let's go through a dungeon, and you're like, like me the other night where I was like, I don't have anything planned, so I'm just going to make something up based upon a dungeon I ran before. This is for all of those who have those problems, and it's free. Aaron's Gaming Stuff gives us the Ruins of Arbel Monetary. Is that supposed to be monastery? It's a OSR, OGL type fantasy adventure for low-level characters using white box or whatever. Doesn't really tell us anything about it. Arbel Monetary. I think that's supposed to be monastery, but let's take a look if the link works. My computer is being very problematic. Yeah, it's supposed to be monastery. For some reason, it got misspelled. I mean, Arbel Monetary. I mean, that could be somebody's name, right? What's your name? Arbel. Arbel Monetary. So it could be the Ruins of Arbel Monetary. That's the name of the guy. Or it could be the Ruins of Arbel Monastery. And then if you want, you have an NPC and a name Arbel Monetary. That's what I would do just to be stupid. From Ellie, we've got The Serpent's Ruins, a high-level adventure about a village on a coast that has disappeared without a trace. And it involves a serpent cult. Over in Dungeon Masters Guild, we have Smiling Orc gives us High Pass Keep, a drop-in location with full-color maps, detailed fortresses, unique NPCs, and plenty of plot hooks. A keep that's high on a pass and possibly in a Borderlands, because with Wizards of the Coast re-releasing that crappy version of Keep on the Borderlands, a bunch of other people are going to try and release a better version of it. Over at Storyteller's Vault, Murilla Wake has Malkavian Madness stuck in the network. New options for Vampire the Masquerade, specifically the Malkavian clan. I don't remember enough about Vampire to know which clan was what. I know there was the Gangrel, something like that. Lightning round, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Random free mappy type thingies, spells, subclasses, and species. And then we've got the some maps and 3D printable things and options like that for the freebies. Also, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So almost 20 new freebies for your favorite game of choice, most of them for D&D, but there's a couple other ones. Moving on to GM's Day sales and sales in general. Over at Drive-Thru, we've got the GM Day sale with 6,800 titles, all marked down 50% off, including Cyberpunk Red, the Edge Runners thing, the Traveler's Core Rulebook, Battletech, Knave 2nd Edition, Fabula Ultimate, still the #1 selling on Drive-Thru. Fabula Ultima. It's got to have been over a year now. So, I mean, if there's a best game on the market, is it Fabula Ultima? Considering it has been the consistency lead #1. Every time I log on to Drive-Thru, it's Fabula Ultima. I don't know, man. I should maybe pick up a copy of this if I don't already have one. And more. So a ton of titles, not just any one specific genre, but just a plethora. I managed to fit plethora into a sentence. That's always a nice thing. A plethora of products. We've got the Happy International Women's Day bundle over at doesn't say where. Drive-Thru. Okay, yeah. That would have been nice if you said Drive-Thru has the Happy International Women's Day bundle for a whole bunch of Call of Cthulhu type stuff for $23. Call of Cthulhu and girls. I'm not sure I see the connection, but okay. Other than maybe somebody thinks the women are the equivalent of a Lovecraftian horror. I'm not going to get too deep into that mud pile because it might end up blowing up in my face. But why the connection between Women's Day and Lovecraft? Drive-Thru wouldn't be the first one that came to my mind, but okay, we're angry at Drive-Thru, so I don't care. Over at Dungeon Masters Guild, we have the Monstrous Player Option Bundle. It offers new source books to turn things that more normally player character races into player character races like lycanthropes, vampires, yokai, munter hunters, player character carrots. I don't know. It's $2. Roll20 has discounted the Modifius Dune stuff for the VTT. It's everything that's been converted to VTT of the Dune line from Modifius, including adventures, source books, PDF rules, stuff like that. $21. Remember, if you're going to download anything for the VTT type thingy or install any VTT type thingies, please double check them for viruses, malware, phishing thingies, and whatever else is out there. Ooh, a mega dungeon mega bundle. That sounds fun. We've still got the GoFundMe going for Daryl Mott. If you haven't had a chance and you want to support the man who brought us these lists, my Monday would not exist without Daryl Mott and these lists every week. Thank you, Daryl. So I've already given to you, Daryl, but he's still looking for money. I mean, that's how bad insurance is, and it's only going to get worse that he has to go to a GoFundMe to cover the bills for his medical issues. Are you a new tabletop role-playing game creator and you're looking for some help? Tabletop Art Funds has still got grants available. They have between 5 and 7 grants. I've already applied for one. Itch.io has their RPGs for accessible gaming bundle still going on, which is 247 titles of just various things like Glitter Hearts, Bed and Breakfast, Sentinel Neon Nights, and so on. For $10, it goes to support the DOTS RPG project. I don't know what it means by accessible. Like, do the games all come with a ramp? Are the games in Braille? Do the games have an audio file for people who can't hear and need a colloquial implant? Or do they come in sign? What do you mean by accessible? Or is that you're just going to use the money to go to charities that help people that need accessibility? Unless the bundle's in Braille, I don't see how it's accessible. It's whatever. If you want some video games added in with your tabletop role-playing game, we've got the California Fire Relief Bundle. It's got 422 titles, including video games like Tunic, Cook, Serve Delicious, Skateboard, and more, plus tabletop role-playing games like Glitter Hearts, Rod, Reels, Fish, Shepherds, and more. It's $10, and it goes to support the relief efforts for people who suffered through the California fire recently. Goodman Games has released a Mega Dungeon Mega Bundle for DCC and 5e, including a huge collection of Mega Dungeons, I don't know how many Mega Dungeons Goodman Games has, but we've definitely got some VTT stuff on here, some map packs. We've got some titles, including Dark Tower, Sailors of the Starless Sea, and a physical copy of Sailors of the Starless Sea and Against the Thieves Guild. All right, I got to check this one out. All right, we've got Sailors of the Starless Sea, not a mega dungeon. Against the Thieves Guild, not a mega dungeon. Horror in Blackwood Forest, not a mega dungeon. Let's see. I don't actually see any mega dungeons that I recognize all here. These are all just normal DCC adventures. Yeah, these are all just normal DCC adventures and DCC stuff, I guess, because it's a lot of dungeons. They're calling it the Mega Dungeon Mega Sale because it's got a lot of dungeons. Doesn't have an actual mega dungeon, but has a lot of dungeons in it. So it's a mega collection of mega. No, I'm sorry. But, you know, it goes to support food banks, which is a good thing. $40 gets you the physical copies. $18 gets you all the PDFs. Steam Forged Games has the Iron Kingdom collection. This is everything that was ever made for the Privateer Press Iron Kingdoms role-playing game. $30 gets you everything. 19 titles plus VTT stuff. And this goes to support children's charities like, you know, St. Jude, a charity I'm working with. The Fallout role-playing game Complete Collection Alchemy is on. It's a complete collection of all the Fallout role-playing game products made for the Alchemy VTT for $18. It goes to Direct Relief. Again, remember, if you're downloading anything for VTT, installing VTT add-ons, please run them through the various safety features so you don't get a virus or whatever. Crucible 7 has a Warhammer 40K roleplay bundle specifically for the Wrath and Glory storyline. This has got a bunch of adventures for the Wrath and Glory storyline, plus the Wrath and Glory starter set, the core rulebook, and the Game Master screen, $25, and it goes to support children's hospitals like St. Jude. Chaosium has got the RuneQuest bundle. This has got everything that's ever been made for Chaosium, running about $18. It goes to support code.org, which I think is a charity that teaches people how to code, and so they can get jobs. And it's pretty much got everything that Chaosium ever made for RuneQuest. I think RuneQuest was the first game where you could play a duck, right? We've got a bundle for 3D printer peoples. This one is called the 85 Ministers Designed for Easy 3D Printing Bundle, which is pretty self-explanatory. It gets you a whole bunch of 3D printed models of things. It goes to support code.org. I don't know what the models are. Ministers, MINISTURES. Is that supposed to be mini structures? 85 ministers designed for easy 3D printed bundle. Is ministers a word? Is it? I gotta click. Okay, let's click it and see what they're talking about. 85 miniatures. M-I-N. They spelled it wrong. It's miniatures. And these are really weird looking. The guys in car. They're just looks like a lot of goblins. There's a whole bunch of weird looking things. Look like they're for a specific game. $85 miniatures. And for some reason, whoever did this misspelled it ministers and made up a new word. Well, congratulations, whoever did this. You made up a new word. The War of Ashes and rule set bundle is available for the miniature war game War of Ashes, including everything you need to play the War of Ashes, both the rules and VTT files. It's $25. It goes to support the World Wildlife Fund. STL 3D printed files means double check. Pazio and Alcat has released and extended their bundle on the Pathfinder Kingmaker bundle. So this contains everything that was made for first edition Kingmaker, second edition Kingmaker, a whole bunch of other things, including, I think there's a physical hardcover of the edition Kingmaker Beastery, plus Steam keys to play the Kingmaker video game. And for the whole entire bundle, including the physical copies, you get $45. If you don't want the physical copy, but you want everything else, It's $35, and it goes to support the world's central kitchen food banks. We've got another 3D printer bundle. This one is from the Dungeon Masters Essential Miniatures and Scenery bundle. It contains a whole bunch of VTT files for miniatures like terrain and creatures and stuff like that. And a lot of pirate ones. $25 gets you all the files. It goes to Make-A-Wish. A lot of 3D printer thingies. And that's it. The Kingmaker now, I mean, the Goodman Games one, I mean, nothing really jumps out. You know, I love DCC, so I love Goodman Games. But it doesn't really jump out at me. The DM's Day sale on drive-thru is probably your best thing this week with almost, 2,000 titles marked down. And then just the usual stuff. And then this weird picture of this lady. So that's everything that's available this week. If any of those sound like something you want to pick up, let me know. If none of those interest you, that's completely understandable. You would think we'd have some better stuff with con month. Con season has officially begun. We've already had our first convention, and we're about to have our second convention. We've survived daylight savings times. I think it's safe to say I've completely lost my mind. But I'm glad that you're enjoying the trip with me as we drift into insanity. Drifting into insanity.
Roll the dice and ride the wave. Quest and dragons, the news we crave.